Good evening. My name is Bill Welch, and I'm the former chief of police in Lewiston, Maine. I was in law enforcement for about 36 years, and been to the Babson College, FBI National Academy, FBI Leadership Academy for, not saying that just because it means something, I just want you to know, along with Margaret Schmidt-Fuller, who's a retired captain from Woodbridge Township. She was in law enforcement for 25 years. So I think the two people that you've got assessing your police department, we've got, I think, a wealth of experience and kind of know what we're looking for and what we're doing. So with that said, we've been introduced, and so I'll read this little bit of a disclaimer here. The Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies from Gainesville, Virginia, has authorized us to assess the Simsbury Police Department, which is a candidate for re-accreditation. The agency has voluntarily contacted the Commission to work towards re-accreditation, thereby continuing to demonstrate its professional excellence. When the agency originally entered this process, it received the Commission's standard manual, which contains 465 standards encompassing all facets of law enforcement, management, operation, and support functions. The Commission accredited this agency last time in 2014. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah. And after determining it had demonstrated its compliance with all applicable standards, the agency's proofs of compliance are on file at the Simsbury Police Department. Since then, the agency has attempted to maintain those standards. Our responsibility as assessors for the Commission is to revisit the agency and verify that it has remained in compliance since it was last accredited. The chief of the Simsbury Police Department has appointed Captain Nick Bolter as the accreditation manager to oversee the re-accreditation process for this agency. In accordance with the Commission's public information policy, the agency's candidacy for re-accreditation has been publicized in the area, and the agency has arranged for this public hearing. Public hearing is intended to provide interested citizens or employees of the agency an opportunity to address this assessment team concerning the agency. Any comments that you make will be considered by us as we review the agency and will also be reported back to the Commission. If you wish to supplement your verbal comments with a written statement or exhibits, you may present them to our team at the time that you speak, or you may send them to the Commission, where they will be reviewed when the agency is presented for re-accreditation at a formal Commission conference. You may mail your written remarks to the Commission at the following address. I'll read it, but if you need it after, I'd be happy to provide it. It's the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, Incorporated, 13575 Heathcote Boulevard, Suite 320, Gainesville, Virginia, 20155. At the beginning of the meeting, a sign-up sheet was made available in the rear of the room. Those of you who indicated a desire to speak will be given an opportunity to address us in just a few moments. We ask that you limit your comments to 10 minutes, in your case, as long as you want, sir. If you wish to speak to any member of the Commission staff, you may reach them at 703-352-4225. Captain, who's the representative? Who's your program manager?
Paul McMillan.
Paul McMillan. Commission staff representative for this agency is Paul McMillan. You may also email your comments to CALEA at CALEA.org. CALEA not having an R on the end of it. I know I put it there, but it doesn't. Placing the agency name in the subject line. I would like to remind you that this meeting is being recorded on video, and the recording will also be forwarded to the Commission for its review. And Mr. Roy,
One from there.
podium, please.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I've been here since 2008, and I've been working with the leadership staff and the police department since then in my role as public works director. We deal with the police department on a regular basis, pretty much each and every day, everything from vehicle maintenance. We take care of all of their police cruisers. We work very closely with the animal control officer. We work very closely with the police leadership on emergency preparedness. Unfortunately, over the last few years, we've had a few cases where we've had to open up the EOC and deal with what, I guess, coming from Maine, it wouldn't be an issue for you, but some rather large snowstorms, a few of which happen to occur in October, which is never a good time for a snowstorm in Connecticut. And again, through all of those, we've always worked closely. Both Nick Bolter and the chief have worked on making sure that myself and other members of my staff have the appropriate NIMS training. We actually went through some of the advanced NIMS training together, which I think was quite helpful, with my staff and the police staff working very closely during the training. Again, that came into play when we actually did have to open up the EOC. We've worked very closely with the chief and engineering in terms of the role of the chief as legal traffic authority, not only with making sure that our signs are in compliance, but also when we have a difficult intersection, a complaint from a resident, or something along those lines, making sure that the repair is both in conformance with the MUTCD and also something that can actually be applied in the field. So in general, we've had a good working relationship, and just want to take a minute to come out here and speak on their behalf.
I appreciate you taking the time. It was important. It's all I need from, unless you've got something else.
Got 9 more minutes.
What you can do. I will just say, just for your benefit and everybody here, and all 3 of you, 4, that this is my second time actually assessing the Simsbury Police Department. I did it way back in 2011 when they first, and I really jumped at the opportunity to come back and visit again, just to see where they had gotten to. And really a very good police department. I've been doing this for a long time, and the cooperation that they have with the other city folks, we've already talked to some community members. Everybody's just very positive about what you do. We haven't completed our assessment yet, but I will tell you that I would be happy to be on this department if I had the opportunity to do that when I was younger.
He's looking at your job.
Younger. No, younger, when I was younger. I just asked him when he was going to leave, too.
Hey, thank you.
With that said, is there anybody else? Chief, would you like to say anything? No? Nick? No?
Thank you for the offer.
Tracy, anything?
Good right now.
You're good right now? Okay. Well, I appreciate the effort, Chief, of everybody that's, anything that we've asked for or anything that we've thought we might have had an issue with. Your staff has been really responsive and with no hesitation, so thank you so much. And with that, we'll close the meeting, whatever that is.
You look like a deer in a headlight. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?